You're standing in a checkout line holding something you weren't planning to buy 20 minutes ago. A jacket, a gadget, some kitchen gizmo that promised to change your life in a 30-second ad you watched while waiting for a bus. And your card taps the reader, the receipt prints, and by the time you're back in your car, you've already half forgotten what you bought. And this exact moment, repeated a few times a month for years, is quietly costing the average American more money than their car payment, their credit card interest, and their entire subscription bill combined. And almost nobody notices it happening because it never feels like a big decision in the moment. I spend way too much time thinking about money, spending psychology, and the small rules that end up mattering more than any budgeting app or spreadsheet ever could. And today I'm going to walk you through one specific rule, the $50 rule. That sounds almost too simple to matter, but if you actually apply it consistently, it can save you literally thousands of dollars a year without you feeling like you're depriving yourself of anything at all. Here's the rule in its entirety, and I promise it's this short. Anytime you're about to spend $50 or more on something that isn't a bill, a necessity, or something you planned in advance, you wait 24 hours before buying it. That's it. No spreadsheets, no complicated tracking system, no app that guilt trips you every time you open it. Just a single 24-hour pause on any impulse purchase above that threshold. And the reason this works so well is almost embarrassingly simple. Once you understand what's actually happening in your brain the moment you feel that urge to buy something. See, most impulse purchases aren't really about the object at all. They're about a chemical spike. Dopamine floods your brain the second you decide you want something. And that spike is almost entirely front-loaded into the decision itself, not the actual use of the product, which means the good feeling you get from clicking, buy now, or handing over your card is often bigger and more intense than the good feeling you'll get from actually owning the thing 3 weeks later sitting unused in a drawer. And marketers know this. They've spent enormous amounts of money studying exactly how to trigger that spike and get you to act on it before the feeling fades, which is precisely why checkout lines are lined with small impulse items and why every online store makes buy now one click away from anything you look at for more than 4 seconds. The 24-hour rule works because it forces a gap between the spike and the transaction, and that gap is where the actual thinking happens. Because here's what you'll notice almost every single time you try this. Roughly 70 to 80% of the time, when you actually wait a full day, the urge just quietly evaporates. You genuinely forget you wanted the thing. Or you remember and just think, yeah, I don't actually need that. And the other 20 to 30% of the time, you still want it the next day, and that's fine too. Because the rule was never about banning yourself from ever buying anything fun again. It's about filtering out the purchases that were never really about the product in the first place. Let's actually run the math here because this is where people start paying attention. If the average person makes even 3 or 4 impulse purchases a month in that $50 to $200 range, and conservatively let's say the average impulse buy sits around $80, that's somewhere between $240 and $320 a month, which adds up to somewhere between roughly $3,000 and $4,000 a year. And if even 60% of those purchases would have been avoided entirely by simply waiting 24 hours, you're looking at somewhere around $2,000 a year that quietly stays in your pocket without you changing a single thing about your actual lifestyle. No coupon clipping, no giving up your morning coffee. Nothing dramatic, just a pause. Now, here's where this gets even more interesting, because $2,000 a year sounds decent on its own, but the real power of this rule isn't the money you save in year one. It's what happens when you actually invest that saved money instead of just letting it sit in a checking account doing nothing. If you took that $2,000 a year and invested it consistently at a reasonable 8% average annual return, over 20 years that turns into somewhere north of $90,000, and over 30 years it crosses $240,000, all from a habit that costs you literally nothing except a single day of patience before every non-essential purchase, which means the $50 rule isn't really a spending rule at all. It's secretly a wealth-building rule disguised as a simple pause. Let's talk about why $50 specifically is the right threshold. Because if you set the number too low, say $10, you'll exhaust yourself applying the rule to every coffee and snack you buy. And you'll abandon it within a week because constantly second-guessing tiny purchases is mentally exhausting and honestly not where the real money leaks are happening anyway. And if you set the threshold too high, say $500, you'll miss the exact range where most impulse spending actually lives, because most people aren't impulsively buying $500 items on a random Tuesday. They're impulsively buying the $60 pair of shoes, the $90 gadget, the $120 piece of home decor. $50 sits right at the sweet spot where it catches almost all of your genuine impulse spending, while leaving your actual small, everyday purchases completely alone. Here's something that surprised me when I actually started digging into how this works psychologically. The 24-hour delay doesn't just prevent bad purchases. It actually makes the purchases you do end up making feel significantly better. Because when you buy something the moment you want it, the satisfaction fades almost as fast as the dopamine spike that created the desire in the first place. But when you wait a full day, sit with the decision, and then choose to buy it anyway, you've essentially converted an impulsive purchase into an intentional one. And intentional purchases create lasting satisfaction in a way that impulsive ones almost never do, which means this rule doesn't just save you money. It actually makes the money you do spend feel more worthwhile. Let's talk about how to actually implement this without it becoming some annoying mental burden you abandon within a month, because the rule only works if it's frictionless enough to stick. So here's the simplest version. The moment you feel the urge to buy something over $50, whether you're standing in a store or scrolling online, you literally just leave it. Close the tab, walk out of the store, add it to a cart but don't check out, and set a reminder for the next day. That's the entire system, no app required, though there are certainly apps built around exactly this concept if you want one. And the key is making the pause automatic and unemotional rather than turning it into a moral debate with yourself every single time. Now, let's address the obvious pushback, because some people hear this rule and think it sounds joyless, like you're turning yourself into someone who overthinks every single purchase and squeezes all the spontaneity out of life. And I get that reaction. But here's the thing that actually flips this perception once you try it. This rule isn't about restriction. It's about information. All you're doing is gathering one extra data point. Do I still want this tomorrow? And that single question costs you nothing except 24 hours. Meanwhile, the purchases that genuinely matter to you, the things you'll actually use and enjoy for years, survive that waiting period completely unaffected. Because if you truly want something, waiting a day changes absolutely nothing about that desire. The only purchases this rule filters out are the ones that were never really about wanting the object in the first place. They were about escaping boredom, soothing a bad mood, or chasing a brief dopamine hit that a text message or a walk outside could have provided for free. There's also a subtle side effect of this rule that almost nobody talks about, which is what it does to your relationship with advertising itself. Because once you start consistently applying this 24-hour pause, you start noticing just how aggressively designed modern retail is to prevent exactly this kind of delay, limited time offers, countdown timers on checkout pages, only 3 left in stock messages. All of it exists specifically to create urgency and short-circuit the exact pause this rule is asking you to build. And once you see that manipulation clearly, it becomes almost impossible to unsee, which means the $50 rule doesn't just save you money. It makes you fundamentally more resistant to manipulation for the rest of your life. Let's talk about where this rule tends to break down, because I want to be honest instead of pretending this is some flawless system. The biggest failure point is emotional spending, because when you're stressed, sad, or celebrating something, the 24-hour rule becomes much easier to override because your brain rationalizes the purchase as deserved or necessary for your mental health in the moment. And if you notice this pattern happening repeatedly, That's actually valuable information about your relationship with money that's worth paying attention to on its own, separate from the rule itself, because the rule is a tool, not a cure. And if you're consistently spending to cope with something, that's a conversation worth having with yourself honestly rather than papering over with a delayed purchase. The other place this rule tends to fail is with subscriptions and recurring charges, because a $50 one-time purchase and a $15 monthly subscription feel completely different psychologically, even though the subscription often costs you far more over a year, which is why I'd actually recommend extending a version of this rule to any new recurring charge regardless of the dollar amount. Wait 24 hours before signing up for any subscription, because recurring charges are specifically designed to be forgotten, and the 24-hour pause forces you to actually confront whether you want this bill showing up every single month for the foreseeable future. So here's what I want you to actually do with this. Not someday, not after you finish watching another video about budgeting, but starting with the very next purchase over $50 that crosses your mind. Whether that's today or next week, just pause, give it 24 hours, and pay attention to how you feel about it tomorrow. Because the goal here was never to make you spend less money out of guilt or restriction. The goal was to make sure that every dollar leaving your account actually reflects something you genuinely wanted, rather than something a checkout line or a 30-second ad convinced you to want for exactly as long as it took to tap your card. And if you do this consistently for a single year and watch where that saved money actually goes, I promise you'll understand why the most powerful financial rules are almost never the complicated ones. They're the boring, simple pauses that quietly compound into real wealth, while everyone else keeps buying things they forgot about by the time they got home.